Good morning. I'm back with you. I thought I'd do me a tribute to Paleo Man. I hadn't had a camera in the last 2 months, and I started putting these videos out. I was anxious to get my camera back because I certainly would like to participate in that. Ken, like with so many of us, has been so good, and I'm not going to let this opportunity slip me by to show these few pieces that I own that he made for me. This is made out of the hornstone that I sent him, just like a tater chip. And as with all his pieces, I can appreciate it. He's got his signature on it, but this is being black, you won't be able to see it. It's right in there, but it's there. He called this one a lost lake. It's awesome, I tell you. This one I believe is made out of his Onondaga. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm 100% sure it is. That's a cool Jack's Reef point. And again, just like a tater chip. That's some pretty material right there. Awesome workmanship. This piece right here, I believe, is made out of the Missouri rock. It's pretty Dixon right there. It's big too. It's 3 3/4 of an inch long, somewhere thereabouts. $2012. That's a pretty colored piece. I don't know if you can see it or not, which, it's got lines and stuff that goes through it. Kind of caramel color on top, whiter on the bottom. That's a fine looking piece. I'd like to get there someday. I gotta work on it though. This piece right here was actually sent to another one of our YouTube buddies, and he wanted to get it back where it came from. This is some of the hornstone that I had sent Ken in the past, and he made this and sent it to another YouTube buddy. It's got his name on it somewhere. Yeah, down in here. I believe that's like what he would consider his Thebes style point. It's got a little beveling on it. Pretty pieces. And there's wild. Then he made me this one. Found one. Some of you seen it. And it was broken. One of the ears was gone, and it was about that much of it left. And I gave him the dimensions to see if he could replicate it, and thought he'd done a fine job. This one, of course, is bigger than the one that I found, but the one I found was half gone from being broken. That's a sweet piece right there. That tip right there is translucent. So is with these edges here. Just classic resharpened pine tree. I've mentioned before, I really like the pieces that's been resharpened multiple times. I think they're the most attractive in the life of a point, in my opinion. I like to see the use wear on them. And of course, the first thing, I'm gonna pick this camera up. First dealings I ever had with Paleo Man. It's probably the most awesome I ever had. In that, I found this piece right here, which I know all y'all that watch my videos have seen it. It's a Camino Classic, and he seen it, and he made this one the same evening. I think that he told me I found that, which is just totally awesome. It really is. I mean, it's a magnificent piece. But when he seen it in light of the other one, he saw that it was quite a bit bigger in size and whatnot, so he wanted to make a second attempt at it, which I never requested that. But as with Ken, he voluntarily does things without much hesitation, and for that reason, my hat's off to him. I mean, I don't have to brag on him, all y'all know about him, but this is the second attempt that he made. This is just so cool right here. That's some beautiful, beautiful material. I believe it's some kind of Texas material. Just so extremely thin. I know the camera's not doing this piece any justice as far as colors goes. It's got hues of pinks and tans and creams and grays. I don't much think it'd be translucent. I hadn't even... It does have some translucency to it. I'd say mainly due to the thinness of it. But that one actually is probably thinner than the original, or the authentic. They're both pretty thin, but I think from about middle ways back on the authentic, it's a little bit thicker probably than this one. There's not a whole lot of difference in the two, I'll just put it that way. But I thought that was so cool. I mean, I'd never been acquainted with anybody that was what I would consider a master napper. I mean, I'd been around, I'd never been around any nappers, but I'd seen some replications and stuff like that, and kind of knew to be watchful, you know, if to be purchasing any, to avoid getting something reproduced, which I probably fell victim to, like a lot of people have. I have one piece that I'm really in question about. I've only ever bought about half a dozen pieces, and there's only one that I'm in question about. I believe it's a Sloan Dalton that I bought. I don't much think it's real now, but I paid enough for it that I ain't gonna send it in to Perino or nobody to find out and pay them $25 to tell me what a mistake I've made, so I'll just live with it. But anyway, this isn't about that. This is about Paleo Man. Just want you to know I appreciate you. Didn't forget, I wanted to participate in this because you've gifted me with some awesome stuff, and I've told everybody about this scenario right here that I know of, you know, finding that one, then having some dude that I have no clue who he is from halfway across the United States or halfway up, you know, to another country, and then make me something and send it to me just because he wanted to. I was alright with making this video after I asked Music Man if there was a difference between a funeral and a tribute, and he confirmed that, you know, there was a difference, so I don't feel so bad in making this video now, but certainly don't want to participate in any kind of funeral, although Kim may be snowed under right now and think that we won't ever see the light of another day. I know they got pounded up that way. But anyway, that's my tribute to Paleo Man. Everybody that's ever had any dealings with him, you know, I don't know of anybody that have anything negative in any way to say about him. And certainly you won't find any flaws in his workmanship. I want to show you this one piece. That was made by Music Man. I sent him some hornstone and he sent me this thing back. That's just so cool. Done a fine job on that T-drill. That's about as fine one as I've ever seen. I've never found one that fine. Just wanted to throw that in there, along with these other pieces, few pieces that I've gotten. These two also came from Music Man. This whole corner here did. Some of these are pieces he napped. Well, all of them. These two he napped. That wicked piece right there he napped. And this one. That one. And them two. There's a glass one. This one right here and these two are authentic. I believe Barb found that one, sent along with them. And then the Hootin' Man sent me these items. Look at them colors. Look at them. There's that Killer Dalton. He's another one's awful generous to deal with. Guys, appreciate you watching.